Welcome back, you guys. Today I'm going to show you 5 different ways to coat corners from the amateur level to the most professional. The most common way that people will do corners when they're just doing DIY drywall is to coat one side at a time. And that's to help you not gouge the work. So I will often do this with a 6-inch, which is a bit excessive. A 4-inch knife is probably going to be less sanding, but I like to do it that way. So get a nice blob of mud there. And just gonna run down the corner like that. Okay, one of the things you need to know about a taping knife is they have a very square corner. See how there's about an inch right there? It goes just 90 degrees down. Also, get a load of the consistency of the mud. It's nicely mixed. It's a little bit looser. It's got a bit of drip to it. That helps you spread it. And first off, we should also feather this edge before that sets up on me and is too much sanding. So I'm gonna bend the knife like this. All right, we've taken care of that. Now you can see I've left this little blob in the corner here, and if we want to get rid of that, we have to use the knife to its advantage. So if we have it square, it's gonna clean off the other side. If it's like this, it's gonna leave a blob on the inside. If it's like this, it's gonna leave this blob that we have right here. So let's give this a try. I got some crunchies right there. I think that's actually where 2 tapes join, so it's causing me a bit of grief. You know, this often goes a lot better when I'm just working by myself, not trying to film something. I'm gonna do a little bit better on the bottom one. You can also just wipe off the little bits if you have any, but let's see if we can do a little better on this bottom one. Feather. Those first couple passes, we're just distributing the mud a little more evenly. And I'm happy with that. Quick little feather right there. And there were some blobs, but that reached out further than the 90-degree corner of the knife. So that's generally it. And what we'll do is we'll let that dry, scrape off any little nubs, and coat the next side. Just to give you an idea, I have the other side. So we'll do a little bit of this. Just right there. So this is the most common way people will coat corners outside of professional work. It's very effective. As you can see, it leaves a really nice crisp corner. There's not too much sanding here. In fact, this is probably one of the nicest corners you can do. It's just too time consuming. So I know there's some people screaming in the comments, well, what about the corner trowel? What about the corner trowel? Let's try the corner trowel. I've got one right here. It will do both sides of the corner. I'm gonna admit I'm really not that proficient with it because I never use it, but I just don't think it's like, while it works, I just don't think that it's the best option. But let's try it. So you start by loading the corner. And I could be using a smaller knife here. So I'm trying not to spread it too wide. Because the corner trowel isn't that wide, but we're just getting it loaded up. Who knows? Maybe this will change my mind. Maybe this is the time that the corner trowel works differently for me. Okay, so the question is, do I feather the edges first? Let's just try. It's probably the wrong decision. I'm probably supposed to feather the edges after. Let's push this thing down here. Could be worse. It left way too much mud in the corner though. That's one of the things that I don't like about it, is that it leaves a really rounded corner with way too much buildup over the tape. That always dries and shrinks and cracks. So that's one of my least favorite things about the corner trowels. We got unfeathered edge there and there, no big deal. Really easy to solve that. So that's it. That's a finished corner trowel corner. And you know what? I've seen worse, but I would rather do them one side at a time by hand and have them be really crisp and not shrink, dry out, and crack in the center. The crack doesn't really matter that much because you can just sand it out. It's not something that's going to show up later, but it just doesn't look good, right? You don't want somebody running through your job and being like, why is there a crack in the center of every one of your corners? It's not a good look. So that's why I'm not a big fan of the corner trowel. It just does too rough of a job. These are, in my opinion, they're actually a plastering tool. They're for smoothing out the corner on interior plaster. It's not actually a spackling tool. Okay, before we move on to the professional tools, I'm going to show you guys how to coat both sides of a corner with a knife. It's tricky because, like I was saying, if you try to do it, what happens to most people, so let's get one side finished. It's looking good, and then we go to the other side. Oh, I just hollowed out all the mud from this side. It's probably hard to see on camera, but I just literally pulled it all out with my knife. But there is a way with skill. This is really kind of like pretty advanced, but there is a way to do it. And this one's for the people who have been watching for a while and are looking for some new tips to really just sort of up their game. And this will come in handy when you are doing jobs with quickset and you're trying to get in and out in a day and you've got a few corners to do. It's too time consuming to do this for all of your corners. And it also doesn't do as good a job as doing one side at a time, but it will get the job done. Okay, so as always, the first thing you want to do, feather your edge, feather your edge, feather, feather. So this is where we are actually going to be intentionally, and we're not going to be doing quite as thick of a coat of mud over top, because if your coat of mud is really thick, then you're just going to be taking it all out. So we got one side looking pretty good, and I'm very carefully, you can see the angle of my knife. It's not square at all. So I'm definitely digging out some stuff on the other side, and I'm riding the corner. And I'm going to do the same thing one more time. So it's not perfect. I did hollow a tiny bit of mud out from this side, but this will sand out perfectly square. So that is how you do both sides at a time with just a knife. Again, I think only the seasoned professionals and people who really have experience working with mud are going to be able to figure out how to do that one. It's not a DIY technique, but I wanted to let you know it is possible to coat both sides of a corner with a knife. It just takes a lot of time in the saddle. I actually didn't know how to do that, like even up to a few years ago. That's something that I've learned just by still doing this job, even though I could just be a YouTuber. Okay, next we are going up to the entry-level professional tools. So this is a joint compound tube, inside corner applicator. Kind of looks like it could almost go on a kid's train set. Choo choo! And this fishing lure looking thing is called a flusher. This is a 3-inch. I taped it with a 2.5-inch tool. And this is your corner, I don't know, handle. It's the handle, okay? So let's keep this short and sweet. This was how I started out with corner tools. A kit like this is gonna run you like a minimum of $500 just to get started. So you better have a lot of drywall to do. I've got this mud mixed way too thick, so it's gonna be a bit of a struggle, but I'm only doing this one corner because I'm saving the rest of the corners for my new toy. Whoops. I probably have too much in here. That's okay. So normally I'd go to the top, but I got this 3-way corner video going. So we're gonna stay out of the corner. And it's just push firmly. I mean, no complaints. That's pretty darn good. The main problem with flushers is that they leave a rounded out, kind of built up corner, and it gets worse the older they get. So this is, you know, basically like a corner trowel. It's better than a corner trowel, but it's like a corner trowel on a pole. And yeah, I got no major complaints about flushers. If I had to only use these, I would still do drywall. I wouldn't quit drywall. But if I couldn't use these at the very base, I would quit drywall. Down here, I'll usually take that. Okay, now we are getting into, top level professional tools, very expensive. This pump alone could cost you a few $100s, and you can't use this tool without the big fancy pump. So this is what's affectionately termed a throttle box. So we've got this thing that holds the mud, and we've got an angle head. So this thing cost me like $300 or something with the handle. This thing, again, is also worth about $300. So you're looking at, you know, minimum $1,000 investment just to get started with this stuff. So you better be doing big enough drywall jobs to warrant something like this. Takes about 3 pumps. Okay, I'm gonna just empty this thing once to get rid of any excess moisture. Okay. And then we will let the fun begin. And you'll see, so the benefit to this thing is being able to run through the house with the only drawback of having to come back for fill-ups. So I wish I could have had a room to warm up, but this is the only stuff in the house I have left to do. Okay. First pass is not usually perfect. There was something in the mud. We'll sort that out. Whoa, I just stepped in the huge blob of mud that I put on the ground. Don't even bother with the really short ones. And don't worry about the first pass being perfect. Oh, there's bugs in the mud. So we just ran dry. So far my only complaint has just been that I wish it went a little further. And then we go back. This is where we actually aim for perfection. And there are 2 silverfish that are in the wall forever. That's that. Oh, I forgot to run those 2 twice. Ugh. What do you guys think though? Which tool is your favorite? I could say hands down that I love this thing. And here's a secret. I only bought it yesterday. So this is just 1 day of experience using it. It's messy. There's blobs everywhere, but it's worth it. I would say I had it almost too wet. Yesterday I had it a bit drier. And I feel like it wasn't too bad. I didn't have to push too hard. Only downside is it's hard to get into awkward spaces, so you got to come back and do those by hand. No biggie. This is all behind kitchen cabinets, so it doesn't matter anyways. So when I wipe these out, I just use the 3-way technique, left side. So instead of coming back and doing 2 coats on the 3 ways to tune those up, this counts as one of my 3-way coats. Oh, sorry, silverfish. You guys were having a good time there. I forgot to move you before the video. And then it was too late. It's the cost of progress. In a dangerous time. Yep. Okay, that's good enough. Keep the trim carpenters happy. That will probably be me, yeah. Okay. Well, that's 5 different ways to coat corners. Let me know in the comments what's your method for coating corners. I hope you learned something. Yeah, not a bad investment for me because I already had most of this stuff. So just buying the throttle box yesterday, or not yesterday, yesterday was just the first day I used it. I was able to coat all the corners in this house in about 3 hours. So, I mean, like, seriously, that's pretty quick work of one of the most labor-intensive tasks in drywall. And look at that. I mean, seriously, that is a nice corner. I'm sold on this tool, but yeah, that's all. It's a little messy, but I'm getting better with it. And I don't know when I'll have a job big enough to warrant using it again. I hope not for a while. Oh, okay. I have nothing more to say. We're rambling at this point. As always, I hope your projects are going well, but I hope you're going even... Lunchtime! I hope you're doing even better. Thanks for watching, you guys. Till the next one.
Can you give me one more?
What do you think? What's your pick?
Well, obviously the...
It's insane, right? Like,
it's so satisfying.
you run through the house and the corners are done.